Today I'm drawing my original character Broomie Berry in a bunch of different iconic styles. Hi, I'm Adam, creator of Now We Play Studios. We're building a world for creative kids to explore, draw and tell their own stories. Broomie is the main character in a graphic novel series I'm currently developing. And while I figure out how her story is coming together, I'm still trying to figure out her final look. So I thought, why not have some fun with it? In this episode, I'm taking on one of those art challenges you see online and drawing Broomie in a few very different styles. We've got the bold, punchy look of Spider-Gwen, the incredible webcomic Castoff by Starfish Face, and the timeless charm of Peanuts by Charles M. Schulz. So let's see what Broomie looks like in each of these worlds. I kicked things off by gathering some reference images from Google and Pinterest. I've always loved the Spider-Verse style. Growing up as a comic book kid, superheroes were everything, so I felt like this would be the perfect place to start. I decided to base the pose off Spider-Gwen's first appearance, and straight away, this style pushed me out of my comfort zone. It actually reminded me of how I used to draw as a kid, leaning more realistic, less cartoony. I started by sketching out the pose, refined the details, figuring out how to blend Broomie's design into the Spider-Verse look. I kept her purple dress, it's a core part of her identity I think, but added striped leggings and high-top orange sneakers to match the vibe. I also gave her the hood, and of course those iconic Spider-Man style eyes. The tricky part was her hair. There wasn't always really a reference for that, so I worked out a version where it flows out of the bottom of the hood. I think it holds up pretty well. For inking, I stuck to my usual studio pen in Procreate, just adjusting the line weight slightly. But colouring, that was a bit of an issue. The references used heavy shadows and deep blacks across the whole character. I tried to go all in, but honestly I couldn't quite get it to sit right. So instead I went with larger shadow areas using a soft light layer, which felt more like my style, just pushed a bit further. Once it was done, I even created a Spider-Verse style title, Broomie Berry, Creative Kid Extraordinaire, which I think turned out pretty sick. I'd love to know what you think. I don't know if I'd go this detailed for the main graphic novel, but hey, anything's possible in the Storyverse. Next up, I wanted to try the style of webcomic Castoff by the Starfish Face. I first found Castoff through Star's YouTube channel. She shares heaps of great insights on webcomics, and I even picked up her book, How to Webcomic, which I definitely recommend. I'll link her stuff below. No affiliation, just genuine love for what she does. For this one, I grabbed references from the Castoff character sheets on her website, which were super helpful. I focused on Ariana and Rory. Ariana for the flowing blonde hair similar to Broomie, and Rory for the age and personality match. Rory's pose especially felt very Broomie, cheeky, confident, a bit playful. I loved the overalls and baggy shapes in the design, but I still wanted to keep Broomie's purple dress, so I blended the two, turning it into more of an overall style dress and loosening up her leggings to fit the aesthetic. One thing that really stands out in this style is the strong manga influence. Big expressive eyes, clean shapes, so I leaned into that while still keeping Broomie recognisable. For the hair, I took inspiration from Ariana, but kept Broomie's curls, landing somewhere in between the two. The colouring felt closer to my usual workflow, just a bit more refined. I'm still figuring out how to push that rendering further. Overall, I think it turned out really fun. Honestly, Broomie could totally fit into the Castoff world and go on an adventure there. Then I thought, let's go way back and try the classic comic strip Peanuts by Charles M. Schulz. I used to read Peanuts all the time as a kid, waiting for my dad to finish the paper so I could grab it and see what the gang was up to. When I was looking for references, Sally Brown really stood out. She actually shares a lot of similarities with Broomie, so I used her as the base. What I found with this style is, it looks simple, but it's deceptively hard. One tiny change in a line can completely throw off the character. I kept the layout pretty close to the reference, then layered in Broomie's features, her hair, her shoes, just enough to make it feel like her. For inking, I switched things up and used the dry ink brush in Procreate to get that slightly rough, classic comic feel. I skipped shading entirely to stay true to the original style. And yeah, this one was just fun. Definitely something I'd love to experiment with more. So if you like what I'm doing here, make sure you head down to the link below and grab the free Broomie Berry Creative Pack. It's packed full of colouring pages, drawing prompts, and even a movie poster. So make sure you grab that one, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Cheers.